The National Space Research and Development Agency is hosting space research agencies from across the West Africa sub-region to provide a platform for robust deliberations on the implementation of environmental policies and address insecurity within the region. The ECOWAS region has been facing various forms of insecurity, including terrorism, armed conflict, organized crime, and political instability. The agency hopes to be able to deploy its expertise in tackling some of these challenges.
If you look at it, most African countries or West African countries are bedeviled by these banditry issues. Right now, Earth observation is doing so much in the area of security, but because it is not open to the public, I think people are not aware. Now, also, it is only with Earth observation that you share data. You also know what is happening and then how it's spreading. You can also monitor pattern so that you identify the best method to stop what is happening. So this meeting will also look into the areas of security.
The agency is host to one of UN's Spider Regional Support Offices in Africa, a network of providers of space-based solutions to support disaster management activities, and the agency plans to share data gathered from the network with ECOWAS member countries to combat the menace of flood disasters.
Even last year, we were able to produce maps of the areas that were flooded, and that was passed on to the authority that is in charge of floods. And you remember that some times back we were trying to set up seismic station with the Chinese. The idea is to identify areas where earthquakes are likely going to happen. And then people cannot even link earthquakes with floods, because when you have these issues, you have new drainages that are created, which are also threats to flooding. So we've been in the area where Nigeria has done so much in the area of flood. What we are trying to do now is to bring other African countries to speed, because they may not have the capacity and they don't also have the facilities to deal with this.
For 3 days, these experts will be working with partners from the European Union and the African Union to develop a network for sharing data from the satellites to improve the livelihoods of residents in the sub-region. Dele Omoyeni, Channels Television News.